It seems Ken is putting on his action man boots and going on a farcical quest to find a missing A-list action star. The greatest stuntman in Hollywood goes down under on a manhunt, all the while trying to rekindle the romance with his ex. It's non-stop action filmed in full-blown ADHD in The Fall Guy. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, The Fall Guy, directed by David Leitch, known for directing Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, and Bullet Train. We meet our protagonist, Colt Seavers. He's the best stuntman in the business, and he's about to do a death-defying stunt for the biggest action star in Hollywood by the name of Tom Ryder. Ryder? Hardly knew her. Then enter Colt's girlfriend and camera operator by the name of Jody Marino. Colt and her flirt aimlessly on set, and Jody has big dreams of becoming a big-time film director herself one day. That's until about the 10-minute mark of the film, so we know that nothing could possibly go wrong. But twisty twist! It does, and Colt's stunt goes tits up, breaking his back. Fast forward 18 months later, and Colt is all healed up, yet he's cut himself off from the rest of the world. He works a dead-end valet job and cut all ties with the industry and all of his friends, including his girlfriend Jody. That is until big-time producer Gale comes onto the scene and begs Colt to come back to be the main stuntman for his ex-girlfriend's Jody's feature film Debut. She's directing a Mad Max-esque sci-fi adventure filming in Sydney, Australia. Colt takes the bait, shows up on set, much to the awkward dismay of Jody, who had no idea he was coming. Awkward! Before a quirky will-they-won't they rekindle their old romance comedy ensues, Gale decides to crowbar in a farcical action-adventure into the plot. She informs Colt that leading man of this big blockbuster film, Tom Ryder, is missing after a drug-fueled bender. And Colt has to covertly find him before the authorities do, because if they do find out, they will shut down the film. The big production and Jody's dreams of becoming a big-time film director will be smashed. Colt accepts this mission because he had some ideas of smashing of his own. Then the film becomes an over-the-top farcical action comedy, filled with guns, cover-ups, black op assassins, corpses, unicorns, and even a testicle-biting French stunt dog by the name of Jean-Claude. If you're asking yourself, this film sounds like a lot, you'd be right. It's top-notch, fast-paced action comedy filmed in full-blown ADHD. Of course, it is a love letter to the stunt world, being directed by a stuntman himself. So it's fair to say that the practical effects are absolutely stellar. And you get a glimpse of all the stunts with a behind-the-scenes featurette running during the end credits. However, the heart of this film is easily the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Holy shit! Everyone raves about Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, but this duo on this movie, it's dialed up to 11. They are fantastic opposite each other, giving each other as good as the other got. And the quirky, funny dialogue actually provoked a few laughs. More of these two on screen together, please. Filming in Australia, I can confirm every Australian actor was in this film. They all walked off the set of Mad Max, Home and Away, and out of every comedy club around the country to be in this film. The film also has a lot of meta references, and it's kind of a wet dream or a love letter, if you will, to anyone who works or wants to work in the filmmaking industry. There's some in-jokes and quotes and oodles of references to the filmmaking business. However, like many Hollywood films based on Hollywood filmmaking, it does take a lot of liberties with what actually happens on set. This film gives you a kind of normies take of how it runs. If you've ever been on a film set before, you know it's a painfully slow process. Kind of the same way when movies or shows do stand-up comedy industry. It's actually nothing like stand-up comedy. Most of the jokes are written by actually screenwriters and not comedians. At least that's what it feels like when I watch those shows. But I digress! This is a fun action movie comedy that doesn't take itself too seriously. The soundtrack does get the Deadpool jukebox treatment here, but the main title song of the movie, and gets at least 3 renditions of it, is the I Was Made for Loving You track by Kiss. This movie is way over the top. Not very realistic, but legitimately funny and entertaining. It actually felt very 2011. Like it was a mix of Tropic Thunder and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, with the batshit craziness of Bullet Train thrown in. The ending was super convoluted, but it made sense for the style of film this was. And I will be honest though, you do feel that 2 hours and 6 minute running time. I think it would have worked a little bit better if some of those fight scenes were trimmed down just a tad. But this is a movie about stunt men and women, directed by a stunt man. He wants the stunt people of this film to get the respect they deserve and have more screen time than usual. I get it! Also, if you didn't know, this movie is an adaptation of a TV show by the same name that ran between 1981 to 1986. And the original stars make a cheeky cameo in the mid-credits scene. This is a goofy, cheesy, fun action movie. Worth the watch alone for the chemistry and comedy between Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Anyway guys, that's my cheeky little review of The Fall Guy. Write down below if you've seen it, what are your thoughts on it, but more importantly, what is your favourite Ryan Gosling and or Emily Blunt movie? And of course, if you've made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give it an episode weekly. And I'll see you back here next week for the next review, but until then, stay spooky kids.